It's that time of year where we're looking for some really thoughtful or neat holiday gift ideas. So today I'm going to share with you 10 things that you can make yourself at home to give to your friends and loved ones. I'm Kelsey from RoughAndTumbleFarmhouse.com, where every single week I share stories about farming, family food, and fortitude here on our 5-acre homestead in northern Minnesota. So let's dive right into this list. Most of these things you can make with things you already have. Some of them might require a few tools. All of them are really affordable to make, except for kind of one's a little bit pricier, but they're all things you can absolutely do with zero experience in construction or baking or anything. They're all really simple. First on the list is brandied pears. I think this is just such a neat classic thing that you can make. It just kind of harkens back to like Dickens or something to make a brandied fruit and give as a gift. I like it because you not only have the fruit, which is really good eaten on things like ice cream, but then you also have the brandy, which is really sweet and a little fruity that they can sip and enjoy. Really simple to make these, and it's nice too that you can make a whole bunch of them, make a big batch. You can level it up a little bit too by making a really nice little cloth cover for the jar, or you can give the pears or whatever sort of brandied fruit you're making with some cute little thrifted sipping mugs or something too. So this is a really easy one anyone can do. Next on the list is a boot jack. Now I was so sick of always having wet or kind of goopy socks and having to change my socks all the time, coming in from working outside at the animals and trying to take my boots off. And so I thought, I'm gonna make a boot jack. Can't be that hard. Surprise, surprise, it is not that hard. All you need is one little chunk of wood, and even a handsaw will work just fine. I just did a really simple stain on the boot jack that I made, but you could easily do some wood burning on there or make a stencil or anything like that to make it a little more customized to whoever you're giving it as a gift for. And I can't think of anybody, especially in climates where you've got snow and muck and things like that, that wouldn't appreciate having a boot jack. 3 on our list is a DIY herbal balm. And this one's gonna require some herbs, some olive oil, but other than that, everything you should probably have in your home. You might need to order some tins to put them in, but you could certainly just use some nice little mason jars if you wanted to as well. I really recommend doing a calendula or a lavender. They're just a really basic balm that really shouldn't have any issues with people. They're a pretty basic one that work for little babies or for adults as well. And this is another great gift that you can make a ton of them at once. So if you have a lot of people you need to give a gift for and you want it to be kind of thoughtful and handmade, this is a really good option. Next on our list for the cooks in your life is a DIY cutting board conditioner. This is really simple to make as well, and it's something that'll last them for a long time, is really practical. So anyone you know that does a lot of cooking, this is a really handy thing to have on hand in your kitchen. Kind of along the same idea as an herbal balm, you can also make DIY essential oil rollers. So these are really nice. You can make a custom perfume blend. What I would recommend around kind of the holiday season is a peppermint would be really nice because it kind of smells like the season, and peppermint is really great for headaches. So I like to have some of those on hand. I get migraines sometimes, and it really helps in combating that. You can just roll a little bit on your temples, and then that smells just with you all day and really helps. So I think a peppermint would be a really good idea, but you can play around with all sorts of different ideas. And once again, this is another good one if you need to make gifts for a lot of people at one time, because when you buy the roller bottles, you have to get them kind of in a kit. It comes with a dozen or so maybe, I think, but even still, it breaks down to less than $1 per bottle when you're making them, so very affordable. My next idea actually came from a canning jar that was a beautiful vintage one, and I wasn't really paying attention. Tried to use it for canning, and the whole bottom broke off when I was canning. And I was looking at it, I thought, man, this would make a really cute light. And so you could make for someone a very simple mason jar light. I think they're so beautiful and so just kind of warming and cozy, and have that really neat kind of homesteady pioneering feel that you got mason jars lighting your home. This one costs around $15, $16 because of the cost of the light and the cord that comes with it, but the jar, for the most part, a lot of us have extra jars just hanging around. So you can do a neat vintage antique one, or you can just do an extra ball one that you have laying around the house, or you could do a blue one too. That would be really pretty, I think. The next one, now this one's a little bit far afield from the other ones, because this one definitely takes a little more time and a little more money, and that is a potting bench. Now this is a bigger gift to give to someone, and I got the plans for this potting bench from Anna White. I love her website. She has so many awesome building plans and so many things that are really beginner friendly, and so I made this. I have like zero construction skills. If you guys have watched any of my other videos, you know that I just kind of like, throw the hammer at the nail and hope for the best. But I was still able to make this potting bench myself. I think it took maybe like 2 evenings evenings after my kids were in bed to put this thing together and then put some stain on it. It's very sturdy. It still didn't cost that much. I'd say the materials, you're still looking at less than $100 to put this together, but you will need some tools. Obviously, I would definitely recommend having, an electric screwdriver or drill and having at least something to cut with as well. So this one takes a little more specialized equipment, but this would be a really great gift for a gardener or farmer in your life. All right, 3 more things on our list. Another great idea if you have any sort of sewing skills or no sewing skills, because this is very simple, is to make an upcycled tote bag. So we have these really cute compost bags of all things called Cowsmo Compost that had just, I thought, such a neat bag, especially being a cow lover. And so I got a bunch of these from a friend and made some really cool tote bags. The other thing that's neat about these ones that are made of this sort of feed stack is they actually fold up really, really small, so you can fit them in your back pocket if you're going to the farmer's market or something. It's really impressive. But you wouldn't have to use this. You could use any sort of feed sack, or if you have any sort of burlap or things like that, the same kind of method I use for making these bags, you could use for a whole different host of types of bags. So it's really cute. It can be customized to people if they have a certain thing they're into as well. So check that one out. And again, I have very minimal sewing skills and I was still able to do it, so anyone can put this together. Another really fun idea for a holiday gift I think really fits in with kind of the warmth of the season is to make your own candles. And so I have 2 different methods for making beeswax candles over on the blog. One is doing a hand dip candle. These I think are so beautiful, and that you get that really tall, pretty taper that I think is so lovely to have on your table around the holidays. Or you can also make some by pouring them into thrifted jars. So I'd say the hand dipped ones take less equipment. You basically just need to have the wick and something to melt your wax in the beeswax, versus the other one you need to have kind of a wick and then the thing that holds the wick. It's just a little bit more tricky. So I would say if you're looking for something quick and easy, I would definitely do the hand dip tapers, and they're just really classy and cool as well. Last but not least, another idea that you can make this time of year is custom tea bags. So a lot of co-ops actually have these where they are iron shut tea bags. So they look just like your normal tea bags that you get, and they have a little food safe adhesive on them that when it's heated with, I just use a clothes iron, it actually seals them shut. So you can go ahead and buy a couple different types of herbs, and then, or you can, harvest your own if you're in a place where it's still that time of year where you can get fresh herbs, and or just stop at the co-op and get a couple scoops of different things and try making your own tea blends, put them in the tea bags and seal them up. And then it's up to you to decide how you want to give them as a gift. I'm always a fan of just going and grabbing mason jars. They always look, I think, kind of cute and country vibe if you just put your things in there. So toss your tea bags in there. Again, a little chunk of flannel screwed onto the top, and you have a really sweet handmade gift that you can give this season. So those are 10 ideas that I have. If you check out the blog, I have a ton more ideas that I link to some other great bloggers that have shared their ideas this year for handmade holiday gifts. So please make sure you visit the blog and have a wonderful time this season, getting your hands dirty and making something beautiful and useful to give to your friends and family. Thanks so much for watching. We will see you next week for some more farming, family food, and fortitude here at our Rough and Tumble farmhouse.